This is Scott's tantalizing and appetizing teriyaki salmon recipe. I'm just going to show you the basics, what we're starting out with. And this is it's a coho fillet, silver, and then I have a little bit of garlic there, and then it's just a teriyaki marinade left over from my last smoking session. Smoked teriyaki, it's the best in the world. And then I have just a barbecue rub, kosher salt, and Montreal steak seasoning. Anyways, I will now break away and go ahead and cut up those salmon into portions. So you see I've cut this into portions. This serving size, I don't know, maybe 4 to 6 ounces. Actually more like 4 ounces. These aren't that large. I'm going to place this. I already have prepared a sheet of full that's folded in the corners on a baking dish. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put everything in here tonight, and then I'm going to close it, and it'll sit and it's marinated overnight, and I'll cook it tomorrow evening. So the first thing what I'll do is add kikkoman teriyaki, just a little bit to each portion. The reason I do that first is because I'm going to add the dry ingredients next. And I don't want to wash them off. So the first thing we'll add is the kosher salt. Just sprinkle a little bit on each piece. Really want to get the dry ingredients on the flesh, and what will happen is it'll soak in overnight. Next I will add the Stubbs barbecue seasoning. I also use chili powder, or I don't use cayenne too often. I've tried that once and it was really hot, but this seems to work really well. Just a little bit, kick it up a little bit. What happens is the teriyaki's got a very rich sweet seasoning and salty, so I like to counteract that with something that's hot. What also does that is a Montreal steak seasoning. This isn't only for red meat. I like to add this to fish, ahi especially, and blacken that, and then also this. It's got just a mixture of ingredients that really seem to do the trick with the salmon. Just a little bit of that in each piece. And then, last but not least, I add some chopped garlic. The garlic doesn't necessarily really soak into the fish, but when you cook it tomorrow, it'll add a lot of flavoring. So at this time, what I will do is I'm going to just flip the portions over. When I set it overnight to marinate, I like to have the flesh actually in the teriyaki. That way it's marinating more of the teriyaki just to give it that flavoring. and also it's pressing the dry ingredients into the flesh. So I'll just take each portion, move it by hand. Try to keep all the portions in the middle, that way when I fold it up, the teriyaki sits in the middle as well. I've had some more teriyaki actually. Oh, what am I missing? You can add any variations too. I usually add ginger. I didn't pick up any ginger root when I went to the store today. Or sometimes garlic salt, that adds a little bit of extra flavoring. Or pepper. But I think this batch should be good like this. I did put a lot of the barbecue seasoning on that, so I don't think pepper is really necessary. So what I'll do next is add the top sheet of foil, basically enclose salmon. Now tomorrow, I'm going to put this in the refrigerator tonight. Tomorrow what I'll do is I'll open it back up and flip the meat back over. Otherwise what will happen is the flesh will be on the bottom of the baking sheet and it'll cook a little quicker and you won't have the flesh up. But I'll keep it enclosed in the foil to cook. That way all the natural, the flavors and everything stay inside the package here. So it holds in the flavor a lot better that way. Also, since I'm not going to show baking it, I do bake it about 375 to 400 for anywhere from 15 to 25 minutes. It doesn't take any longer than that. I kind of like mine actually a little on the undercooked side, but most people don't. So cook it all the way through until it's flaky, and you can just check it, probably after 15 minutes, depending on the thickness. This fillet itself is pretty thin, so it'll probably only take 15 minutes. But yeah, it's key not to really cook it. Overcooked salmon, in my opinion, is terrible. So, but anyways, to each their own. So, at least one night if marinade's good. For this particular really thin, watery teriyaki sauce, if you have more of a pasty, you can do that within a few hours. But I prefer to leave it overnight. So, anyways, I'll go ahead and put it in the fridge, and tomorrow night I'll have it for dinner. So, enjoy it. I hope you guys. If you have anything to add to the recipe, let me know. It's pretty simple. It's just a matter of getting everything into the flesh. So, but it's a wonderful recipe, and I hope you enjoy it. And the #1 key to it is wild Alaskan salmon, not farm salmon. So remember that when you're in the store. Just be conscious of what you're buying. So, anyways, farewell, and I will talk to you soon.